Good evening and welcome to the Bridge Meadow Stadium in Haverfordwest, where Wayne Jones's Bluebirds entertain Gavin Chesterfield's Barry Town. It's 10th versus 8th in the Cymru Premier League, with only 1 point between both clubs after 12 games played. Both clubs would have started that campaign with top 6 aspirations, and this is definitely a game both managers would expect a 3-point haul from. Alongside me this evening, once again, is the legendary Tommy Morgan. Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, Mark. Good evening, everybody. Like you said, Mark, a vital game for both sides. Just a 1 point separating them from 8th to 10th. So plenty to play for this evening.
The man in film there is Tom Jordan from Pembroke Dock, bugler, who will begin in a couple of seconds. A tribute for Remembrance Sunday. Kane McLagan and Elliot Sgorio have laid Reeves on the halfway line. So Thomas Jordan will just
a moment's silence, which will begin and end on the referee's whistle.
Begin the tribute. And the referee blows the whistle after a magnificent tribute there from Tom Jordan. Teams Haverfordwest this evening. 2 changes from their last game. Back in the lineup. There is the lineup, sorry, Tom. Cut out there, 3-5-2. We think they're playing with Jack Wilson and Jazz Richards as the wing backs. Is very interesting this evening. Yeah,
obviously having conceded 6 goals, maybe a little bit of safety first this evening for Wayne Jones's Haverfordwest.
And Barry bring in Theo Wharton and Aaron Davis. Out go Luke Cummins and Marcus Day. Barry after drawing 1-1 with Aberystwyth Saturday.
Yeah, certainly. Barry be looking for the 3 points this evening. Kyle Patton there will be key for the Barry, just in front of the back 4 there. But I think, as with all teams these days, the shapes may well change during the game just to see what teams are in the ascendancy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Thomas. I mean, it's so competitive. And
there's Ben Fawcett there, 5 goals in 3 games against Barry, so he'll be looking to add to that this evening, and he's a vital cog for Wayne Jones at the moment amongst the goals. And definitely that gentleman there, Kane McLagan, 7 goals, and definitely in a rich vein of form recently, so he'll be looking to add to his tally of 7 for the season.
Yeah, McLagan's been on fire of late. He's banging goals in left, right and centre. And as you said, Ben Fawcett as well is fast, producing himself as a top striker in this league. Ben Williams, the referee. A soaking wet evening here at the Bridge Meadow Stadium. Should, I think though, Tom, or both teams take the knee? I think it should encourage quick attacking football, Tom. And I just believe we may have a goal or two in the next 90.
I think it's a perfect night for a game of football. It's kind of nights I love to play in. Slippery surface, made for strikers, with quick feet.
Ricky Watts heads away early on. Barry in a grey kit with lime green numbering. Haverfordwest, of course. The Bluebirds in their all blue. They are definitely playing in a back three of Curtis MacDonald, Evan Press and Aaron Davis. Risa Brucey looks like being the left wing back. Kavanagh most probably will be the right wing back. Good interception there. Breaking forward, Kieran Lewis, tackle from behind. Referee says, play on. Well played, referee. Scotcher out to Jazz Richards. Jazz Richards back inside. Scotcher looking for Fawcett inside. The call from Lewis behind. Runs through to the goalkeeper. He's having a decent season, Mike Lewis, Tom.
Yes, Mike, pretty consistent. Just seen how slippery the surface is there.
Yeah, this is one of the few pitches, Tom. I mean, it's a snooker table, like, as you know. The choice of boots will be interesting. McLagan wins the jump, gets the flick on to Kavanagh. Kavanagh. McLagan goes wide, tries to get the crossing early. And from the first look, Tom, it is like it's that wet out there. It's like an ice skating ring out there.
Yeah, surface is really slippery. Like I said, should favour the forwards.
Brucey in again, having a good run in the team at the moment. Brucey, Clayton Green gets it inside. Kavanagh spins his man, but that's a good holding tackle from Scotcher. Patton playing against his brother, by the way, this evening. Robbie Patton versus Kyle Patton. Robbie for Barry, Kyle centre back for Haverfordwest. How often did you come along that in your teams, Tom? Brother against brother?
Hardly ever, to be honest, Mark.
But Brucey gets the early ball in, goes back to the goalkeeper.
I think Wayne Jones will be really hoping that they don't concede an early goal this evening. After that, a little bit of a drubbing on the weekend against the New Saints.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he won't be the first, he won't be the last who's had a drubbing. It cost the goalkeeper the place, I think, though.
Yeah, he's been left out. Idzi
takes
over between the sticks.
Haverfordwest changes. Lee Idzi, with all his experience, may have picked the right game, shall we say. Jack Wilson is playing as a left wing back there, getting across the throw into play. Surprised to see Wilson as a left wing back, Tom, rather than left winger.
Well, he's got such pace and he made such an impression last season that playing him in a more defensive role, I don't think really suits him.
But Brucey, Cottrell there, right in front of the goalkeeper. The referee, sorry. So that shocked me there. I think Cottrell's really got away with one there. Will he make anything else of this, Ben Williams? He's made the tackle Reece early on. And Cottrell's latched onto him.
Yeah, it's Reece it is. Yeah, he's got him a stranglehold there.
What is that all about? No, you're not watching Saturday afternoon wrestling. You're watching the JD Cymru Premier League.
Like you said, Mark, he's a very, very fortunate person there. Cottrell not to get a yellow card for that.
That is absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable. Right in front of us. Watts sends one in looking for Cisse. Patton definitely played the holding role for Barry tonight. Lewis. We obviously have a full set of Cymru Premier games this evening. We'll be across the scorelines all evening. Great ball in, Jazz Richards. Header on. Oh, wonderful ball in. Decent header as well from Kieran Lewis.
Yeah, Jazz Richards, excellent ball into the penalty area there. Pick somebody out. Pinpoint cross. Good powerful header that straight into the arms of Michael Lewis.
McDonald just trying to play Kavanagh in over the top. Kavanagh definitely going on a wide right, so McLagan. More of a diamond, though, I think, for Barry again. They swap in their lineup so often. Idzi. Yeah, I have to agree with you, Tom, about the settled start Haverfordwest would like to make it. Obviously, in your managerial career, we've all been tumped. And after a 6, I think you take 0-0 at half-time.
Yes. I think you're obviously looking, to steady the ship.
Wilson gets a chance for a run at Davis. Wilson goes to spread it wide. Patton makes the interception. Reese. Wilson tries to get her across. A misty and soaking wet evening. Good contingent of followers from Jenner Park. You'd call that real fans, I think, Tom. 30 or 40 fans made the journey from Barry on an evening like tonight. Scotcher flashes one across, looking for the run of Wilson. Wilson gets in, takes the first touch. Lewis just wide of the mark. Brilliant ball again from Richards. Spread the play right across. Just went across Aaron Davis's head, and Wilson, half a chance.
Yeah, former international there. It was Scorcher with that crossfield pass. Pinpoint. Just that first touch. Let Wilson down there. If he'd taken a little bit off that, he was right in there.
McLagan with the head on. Jones fires it forward quickly. First 6 minutes. Patton. Carnarvon 0, Connors Key 0, Kevin Druids 0, Flint Town have been so impressive 0, Pennebont 0, Cardiff Met 0, Newtown 0, Bala 0, Aberystwyth, and TNS is an 8 o'clock kick-off. Type of evening whether you would think Tom would produce a lot of goals this evening, but no early ones as yet in the Cymru Premier League.
Yeah, probably a little bit early for the goals to flow.
Richards playing one inside. Great touch there from Kavanagh. Cottrell looking for the run of Kavanagh again. Kavanagh gets a touch. It's a last-ditch scramble tackle, I think, by Scotcher.
Certainly was. Lovely interception there. He said, players got to be careful on this surface tonight. You only just got to miss time a tackle, and a yellow card could turn into a red pretty quickly.
This league's so tight at the moment, Tom. I think it's 4 points covering 7 teams, which is amazing. Yeah, the leaders, TNS, are well clear at the moment, and you would expect them to get another win tonight. But for the rest of the pack, what a really tight league.
Yeah, certainly plenty to play for, Mark. Every point is vital for any team.
Scotcher, Fawcett, playing more on the right this evening other than centrally. Cisse is the main man down the middle. Wilson, Wayne Jones and Gavin Chesterfield would both like to be in that top half of the league, no doubt at all. Richards tries to, great ball, Richards, chance now. Great interplay, superb interplay so far this evening between Jazz Lewis and Kieran Lewis. Jazz Richards and Kieran Lewis, by the way. Excellent play again.
Yeah, certainly Jazz Richards is causing all kinds of problems down this right-hand side for Haverfordwest. I mean, this absolutely timing of that ball and the precision pass. Really, just a final ball across the box.
Yeah, do you think a striker would have took that on, Tom?
I think the angle's a bit too difficult for him. There, Lewis came out, closed his angle down.
Evan Press, Wharton, Theo Wharton. It's wide to Aaron Davis. Barry just trying to get their passing game going. Both these teams, don't know whether you agree, like to get the ball down. Abruzzi, McDonald fires one in to McLagan. Good first touch from McLagan. Kieran Lewis, almost playing as a 10 so far, Kieran Lewis, and Scotcher as the holder. Cisse gets it wide to Wilson. Patton cleans up, puts the ball out of play.
I think what Haverfordwest are doing really well, Mark, at the moment is they are changing. They go to a back four when they're in possession of the ball. Wilson pushes really forward as a left winger when they're in possession, and when he's not, they drop into five at the back.
Definitely agree, because then when Barry are playing the diamond and nobody wide, Jazz Richards is getting on the ball an awful lot, and I don't think you can afford him freedom on a pitch like this evening. Ricky Watts heads it forward. Evan Press back in the Barry team over the last 3 or 4 games. Abruzzi bombs forward. Abruzzi, plenty of pace about him. Chris Hugh, obviously the Barry left back of the last few seasons, out injured at the moment. Clayton Green, Cottrell again gives a foul against Rees. That'll be an interesting one to keep an eye on, I think, Tom. Cottrell and Rees in the centre of midfield.
Yeah, certainly Cottrell didn't really need to give away that free kick there. There's the patterns.
The pattern of play so far is 0-0, Tom, between Robbie and his brother Kyle. Idzi goes long with the kick. McDonald wins the head-in duel. Rees hooks it on. McLagan. Ricky Watts is playing as a sort of sweeper in that back three. Definitely. I have to agree with you. If Wilson gets forward, they definitely go into that 4 then. And that'll be a tough job for the left-sided centre-back, Mackin Kavanagh. Because of late, he's the main supplier for Barry.
Yeah, I'm not too confident with Alaric Jones playing as a sort of left-back.
Yeah, I seen that a couple of weeks ago down here against Kevin Druids. Alaric, I think, is better suited as a left-sided centre-back and not left-back. Abruzzi. Ben Forsett will have his work cut out chasing Abruzzi all evening. McLagan tries to get a shot off. Great shot, McLagan. Decent save from Idzi. That's the sort of form McLagan's been producing the last 3 or 4 weeks. Spun his man. Shot on target. Decent save from Idzi.
Yeah, just wriggles at the edge of the box here. Just opens a little bit of space and he whips a good effort. Tipped round the post by Lee Idzi.
That confidence for you, Tom?
Well, you don't shoot, you don't score, Mark.
Abruzzi goes across to take the corner. Whips it underneath the post. Idzi gets the punch away. Abruzzi gets across over right-footed this time. McLagan gets a touch. Richards heads away. And it's hooked clear by Kieran Lewis.
He defended the second ball really well there, Haverfordwest. On the edge of the box, that's what you looking for your midfield players to do.
Jordan Cottrell had plenty of time to take the throw. I think he's waiting for the left back to come and take it for him. I think he waited for me to say it, by the way. Thank you very much, Jordan. Wharton spreads it wide to Evan Press. Signals to the goalkeeper, but decides to go forward. It was a good decision from Evan Press as well. Wharton, McLagan. These games are superb, Tom, when the ball is flashing around like this. Lewis, is he taken out by McDonald just as the ball goes by?
Yeah, Curtis McDonald, a little bit unfortunate there.
Yeah, well, Ben Williams, the referee, we've seen the yellows given for that. I think it's something to do with the conditions, so I'll back the referee on that one, I think.
Yeah, just took him out, Mark. Was it accidental? Don't think so.
Scotcher misses out CC and looks for Wilson on the left-hand side. Tackled by Wharton right on the edge of the box. Had to be correct. Good battle there between Jazz Richards and McLagan. Good hold-up play from the centre forward.
He looks a confident player at the moment, Ken McLagan.
Yeah, well, obviously, you will know as much as anybody else will at this level. When you're scoring goals, Tom, your days are better, your moods are better, and your performances are better.
Absolutely.
McDonald back to Mike Lewis. 15 minutes of the midweek fixture. The midweek fixture, of course. Those Wales playing on the weekend. Carnarvon still 0-0 with Connors Key. Kevin Druids 1, Flint 0. And Pennebont 0, Cardiff Met 1. Newtown and Bala 0-0. And Aberystwyth have just kicked off. It's a hard league to pick the results.
Yeah, Wilson there.
I think it's Ben Fawcett, in fact.
Yeah, actually was, yeah.
Not as much of a dead-eyed shot like McLagan's was the other end 5 minutes ago. Same sort of move. Picked the wrong club, I think.
Yeah, definitely there. But again, you're in and around the penalty area. Entitled to have a go from there. It's Ben Fawcett. Surprise to see Druids ahead against Flint, Mark.
Well, I just think that sums this league up at the moment, Tom. Flint, relegation candidates last season. They would have been relegated had it not been for the pandemic. They've come out under Neil Gibson, second in the league, and a brilliant win on the weekend against Pennebont also.
Yeah, absolutely. And Pennebont are trailing at home to Cardiff Met this evening, so I think the only winner is the bookies.
Well, we've said it so many times this season, Tom, and I don't see you buying many drinks of late. So I think you're correct. Thanks for the can of Coke, by the way. Only 4 players have scored for Haverfordwest. That's the lowest in the league this season. They were on a par with Kevin Druids. Wayne Jones will definitely want more players to get involved. Great ball, almost. McDonald chipped it over the centre-back, just in front of Kavanagh. Idzi taking his time again. Idzi brought in, no doubt, for his experience after that 6-0 hiding on the weekend.
Yeah, I think the goalkeeper as well, he made one catastrophic error, gifting a goal for the New Saints.
Yeah, that back pass, well, the attempted pass, to Declan McManus. I'm sure McManus will look for more goals this evening against Aberystwyth, by the way.
Yeah, certainly he's been a good acquisition.
McLagan drags clear. Is a tug back there? That'll be an interesting. It could have been last in it. What card will it be? It's against
Alaric Jones, I think.
It's against Alaric Jones. McLagan wanted more.
You got the wrong side of him, Mark, and think he'd be fortunate, really, that he's not getting a red card yet.
Well, it's one-on-one. Definitely one-on-one. No doubt about that, because the ball was an excellent ball. McLagan is still telling the officials what he thinks. As he breaks, didn't really see enough of it then.
Well, that's a difficult angle for us there.
Yet again.
Him out. No
I'm
doubt
sure
it was
the
a
Blue...
foul.
Yeah. I'm sure the Bluebirds defender will say it was a tangle, Tom. And I'm sure McLagan...
Yeah, I think Kyle Patton was, you know, in close proximity there. Probably saved him from a red card there.
It'll be a big talking point at half-time. Brucey is over the ball. Cottrell over the ball. Brucey left-footed. Cottrell right-footed. The big men in the wall. Cisse, Scotcher, Lewis and Jones. Key is getting this ball on target. Cottrell. Brucey over the top and wide of the target. I think, as I just said, Tom, key in them situations is make the goalkeeper work.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised actually that Cottrell didn't take that himself. It's well wide in the end.
Well wide. No Trent Alexander and Mo Salah there between the two. He's our incident again. Well, if it is a foul, and obviously he's given the foul, if that's not a yellow or a red, it's an orange, Tom.
Yeah, definitely.
Big decision.
You know, the thing is, the referee could have taken conditions into consideration there.
Yeah, and if he has,
through to the goalkeeper.
But that may level up that first minute incident.
Yes, yeah.
Reese, McLagan, who looks the liveliest player of the lot out there this evening. Corner again.
Yeah,
Theo Wharton wins the corner.
Barry again, a bit of a stranglehold on this game at the moment. Just trying to boss things.
Yeah, first goal's so important as well, especially for Haverfordwest after suffering that 6-0 defeat on Saturday.
Again, it's a real fight. Wilson down the right-hand side there.
Brucey whips it in. McDonald goes to the near post. The breaks on Watts. Kieran Lewis forward. Just not enough in the pass. It was well read by Robbie Patton. Break was on there, by the way. It was just a slipshod pass. I think Alaric Jones is down.
It's Patton, is it?
Yeah, it is Patton, and he has been injured a lot. He hasn't played every game. Is his brother Robbie making the interception? What do you think the parents want? Score draw?
Yeah, probably. Certainly doing any family feuds, do they?
McDonald makes a great run and just doesn't get enough contact on it. Great run to that near post though. Patton, as I said, has been suffering with injury and has movement in the dugout, no doubt. Here they are. The Jenner Park Army. Tremendous support on a terrible evening, weather-wise.
Yeah, certainly not the best evening, but just a lovely evening for the players out there.
And that'll be a blow to Wayne Jones. It's not the strongest squad he has available this evening. There's key players injured this evening.
Yeah, it looks as if he's going to have to make an early substitution here, just halfway through this first period.
Well, they're carrying on with 10 at the moment. That's how Jones, I think, will definitely want Patton to come back on. Brucey away with a header. McLagan again gets a touch. Jazz Richards. Great start to the game from Jazz Richards. Lewis. Theo Wharton. Again, I think, Tom, the referee is playing the conditions here. There's a couple of tackles being just left in, would usually be awarded, but he's doing well, the referee.
He's been sensible so far, Mark.
definitely gone through a 4-4-1 at the moment, Haverfordwest being a defender down. How often, Tom, when somebody goes off like that, how long do you give as a manager, especially at 0-0? So important. You know, you've got to make that change. You've got to make your mind up sooner or later, because it could cost them. The pass just a little bit wayward there from Cottrell.
Yeah, certainly plenty of action in the dugout at the moment.
I've watched Barry a few times this season, Tom, and he's been, apart from McLagan obviously with the goals, Rhys Kavanagh has been excellent. Pacey, gets the ball in early. I think it's his greatest attribute.
Yeah,
creates goals.
Yeah, he's 4 assists this season. A couple behind the top assists in the league.
Press. Barry dominating. Not many chances as yet. They haven't really made Leedsy make a save. But this man's covered plenty of yards so far. Rhys Abruzzi off the ball here. Kavanagh's just gone down in front of us. Twisted his ankle or his knee, and the pitch is causing players problems, definitely. Abruzzi to Green. Green being pressed by Sgorio. It's the third time of asking. He gets out of the problem really well in the end there. Abruzzi. McLagan's peeled off to the back post if he sees him. Goalkeeper had the time to let it bounce. You could see the pass it was on. It was just in front of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, Abruzzi couldn't deliver a decent ball. Just seen it again here. Had plenty of time to line that one up.
Barry just playing with a little bit of confidence. They're 4 games undefeated at the moment. One of the greatest results Saturday from their point of view. 1-1 draw with Aberystwyth, but still, when you get on any sort of run, keeps the changing room happy. Rhys, Richards, again, it has that free roll on the right hand side. He could make him pay sooner or later. Jazz Richards, did he take the shot on and get the crossover? Elects to get the cross. Great head back in from Sgorio.
Yeah, Fawcett just couldn't control that one.
Watts tight in on Kavanagh. When he's been on the ball tonight so far, Kieran Lewis, he's been excellent. McDonald has won every aerial duel asked of him so far.
You'd expect him to win them against Fawcett, but he's been pretty strong against Cisse as well.
Wow, ask you for a 50-50 ball, and Scott has just delivered it. And the same one again. Rhys gets his free kick this time, though. Patton just catches him. Just lacking. It's like an eerie evening here, Tom. With the crowd atmosphere, apart from the Barry fans, is rather placid, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, can't disagree with you there.
Been a busy man so far. I'm sure questions will be asked, but for me, he's done okay. Sgorio has to be CC the target. That stands out right up and asks questions of Mike Lewis, and Lewis collects really well, to be fair. You don't see many catches from goalkeepers, especially in this weather, but he's taken that really well. Off, not the greatest of kicks.
Certainly wasn't. He was made for a keeper, that one.
Yeah, I think Elliot Sgorio may have been watching the autumn series with the Egg Chasers, the way he delivered that one. McDonald, great ball from McDonald, wide. Aaron Davis, ex-Fulham, of course. Wales under 21. McLagan. Davis fires it in. Interesting one then. When McLagan came out, Cottrell and Kavanagh went in as a 2. I think Kieran Lewis got away with one then. Richards. 4 set. Just think they need a minute or 2 on the ball, the Bluebirds. settle themselves a bit. Sgorio spreads play. Wilson wins the flick. Wilson with McLagan defending. Well, when you're in form, and that's the Cymru Premier Player of the Month, doing a great job at right back there.
Yeah, good work ethic from Kane McLagan there, tracking back.
That could be a massive upset this evening, Tom. We're Saturday, Wales and Belarus live on S4C at 7:15. Massive game. And obviously Belgium a couple of nights later. He's onside, right in front of us here, Kavanagh. If he's given space in behind him, he usually exposes it. Ricky Watts has done really well there. I think that's why he's been picked in that sweeper's role. Excellent bit of play there from Ricky Watts. Sgorio. Richards. Reese. Well played. McDonald again. Sharp in from behind on Kieran Lewis. Been bright at the back this evening so far, Curtis McDonald, Tom.
Well, at the moment, Barry are much sharper to the ball, aren't they? They seem to want it more. Or is it a question of confidence? Has been lost by the Haverfordwest players after last Saturday? I'm not too sure, but certainly Barry haven't created too many clear-cut chances, but definitely in the ascendancy territorially and possession-wise.
McDonald breaks on. Cisse. It's in a foot race against McDonald. Cisse's going all the way here. He's being tracked by Patton. Cisse gets a shot off. Patton tracked well. Just kept the pressure on the big centre forward. Never left him comfortable enough to get a decent shot off. It's a good break, but it's great defending from the holding midfielder, Patton.
Yeah, certainly was. But just narrowed his angle, didn't he, there himself by running away from goal. Couldn't really get any power behind his effort.
Kavanagh. There's that early ball we were talking about. Keeps it in. Spreads play to Clayton Green. Green's been quiet this evening.
I was just going to say that,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Very unlike him.
He seems to be playing on this left-hand side and the game's passed him by.
Yeah, I'd rather see him in the mixer where it happens, me. He's an all-action player.
Yeah, he lives a challenge, does Clayton Green, but hasn't really been in this game.
I think that's that diamond there, you see that as they're trying to play. But they're lining up in front of us with Theo Wharton on the right. Patton, who's been decent centre midfield, and like you said, Clayton Green shadowed out to the left a bit. McDonald.
Cease has been disappointed for me, Mark. He's not coming in front of the defender. He's making it so easy for Curtis McDonald.
Yeah, that's most probably why I spoke early on and said, oh, McDonald's most probably looks the best defender out there this evening so far.
It looks to me as if he doesn't want a physical battle, but, you know, he's 6'5", for goodness sake. He should be getting hold of McDonald's shirt and showing him, yeah, I'm the boss round here.
Wilson elects the wrong one. The square pass was on. It's almost 10 years to the day that Barry last won at Bridge Meadow. I found that surprising, Tom. It's 10 years ago in the Welsh Cup. Carnarvon 0, Connors Key 0. Kevin Druid still a goal up on Flint. Penabont 0, Cardiff Met 1 and 0-0. Newtown and Bala and Aberystwyth and TNS. Not many goals this evening. Cottrell. Richards. Curtis Reese. Forsett. McDonald could trouble the referee for a yellow here now. That's twice he's walked away. Does he get away with it? His thumbs up. It's how the referee sees this.
He's not going to give me a regard, Mark. It's a final warning.
He's a very, very lenient referee so far this evening.
Yeah, he's really fortunate there. Just seen it again there, Mark.
It's yellow all day.
Yeah.
I think Curtis will tell you that later on. He's done well to get away with that one. Just not playing with no confidence so far this evening, Haverfordwest.
Yeah, but the thing is, Mark, you've got Cisse up front. He's a little bit isolated, but he hasn't moved towards the ball for his midfield players to have a give and go.
Yeah, which makes Fawcett and Wilson's job difficult. Fawcett is playing up against a Brucey who's full of pace. The last 6 meetings between the two clubs have all been home wins. 4 to Barry, 2 to Haverfordwest. Yeah, like we said earlier on, Tom, there's 10 games left before the split. Only 4 points separate 7 between 4th and 10th. 7 clubs. Amazing how tight it is. So every game counts, especially this evening.
Yeah, and every point could turn out to be vital at the end of this season, or certainly for the split.
Got to get in that top 6. Both these clubs would have, I think, after last season, Haverfordwest start, yeah, they went off. In the end, they didn't do so well, but I think their target would have been top 6, 2 clubs.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you there, Mark.
A Brucey in the pouring rain at the Bridge Meadow. A Brucey, green. Wharton. Scotcher. Jazz Richards just gets away with that dummy. He laid his pass and McLagan was pressing him.
Yeah, just dwelled on the ball a little bit there and McLagan closed him down.
36 minutes on the clock in the JD Cymru Premier League. Haverfordwest County 0, Barry Town 0. And as yet, apart from one decent strike from Kane McLagan, goalkeepers have not really been bothered.
Richards a little bit late there on the Cottrell. Referee didn't see it. Yeah.
Richards fires long with a throw. A Brucey. Reese. Wilson gives the chase. Forces press down into the corner. Press back to Lewis. Surprised to see Lewis take that first time then. You've got to get that decent, otherwise he would have been in trouble then.
I think he had to take it first time, Mark.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest of back passes in that area, was it?
No, it certainly wasn't. And he got pressed really well by Kieran Lewis.
So Lewis has most probably done the right thing.
I didn't think he had too much choice.
Just cleared his lines.
I think this first corner for...
it's the first corner for the Bluebirds. Wilson to take the corner. 6'2", 6'3", taking corners. Scotcher gets there before McLagan. Pulls it back. Wilson will get a second chance. Doesn't get it in again. Hook clear by Wharton. Third time lucky. Wilson goes across the middle.
And his poor delivery twice there from the corner on the second chance to put the ball in the box. Just seen it again there. Too easy there for Barry.
I often pose you this question, Tom, maybe as well, just before 7 or 8 minutes before half time. A point this evening for Barry, a point this evening for Haverfordwest. In the conditions, in the places they are in the league, who do you think it'd suit most?
Neither. I think both teams got to go for a win. Myself.
Yeah, I tend to agree, but I think Haverfordwest haven't been defeated 6-0 on Saturday. Whether you're home or away, I think if they were to get a point this evening, it wouldn't be a bad one.
Yeah, certainly maybe, after losing 4-0, 6-0 rather, yeah.
Wharton heads away on the edge of his box. Richards. Reese hooks it across. Not much quality, not much passion shown as yet. I'm sure it'll light up soon.
He had a couple of good opportunities to deliver, you know, for Cisse, 6'5" centre forward. I mean, those low crosses be far too easy for the away side to clear.
The last time Barrytown won a league game against Haverfordwest was January 2003. And the crowd that night, 1,300. You weren't on loan, were you? Cisse. Free kick given against the big man for McDonald. Patton. Press. Watts covers the ground really well. Lewis started the first 20 minutes really well. Early pass was on. Checked it. Watts doesn't even find the blue. And an offside flag is given. He checked his pass. That's why Fawcett was fuming then. He was in for the early pass.
Yeah, you
can see the replay comes on.
He was begging for that ball to be played through to him there. Got the wrong side of the defender. Just needed that pass to be thread.
He's making what a great run as well. He was onside, just waiting for that slide rule pass, but it didn't develop from Watts. Torrential rain at the Bridge Meadow Stadium now. And I think we may be lucky that this is one of the best surfaces in the Cymru Premier League.
So it looks like a carpet, Mark, doesn't it? Fair play to the
Beautiful.
groundsman. Wherever he is, he's doing a magnificent job.
Barrytown still in the MG Cup semi-final where they'll play Cardiff Met. Haverfordwest out of both cup competitions, the League Cup and the Welsh Cup. I was surprised looking through the stats early on this evening, Tom. Haverfordwest have never played in a cup final. Does that surprise you?
But they've been a little bit of a yo-yo club over the years, haven't they? So that doesn't really surprise me, no.
Cisse spins his man this time and will get the free kick. With 41 minutes on the clock, surely it's the time. Long ball, try and pick the big man out now. Chesterfield, 502 games. Just explaining to the fourth official why it shouldn't have been a free kick. And some really excited punters going past us at the moment for a cup of tea. They can't wait to get there. That's a high line, by the way, Tom. He just has to drop it on the 12-yard spot now. And it was a poor delivery. Mike Lewis changed his mind this time and punched it clear. Again,
you'd have thought the keeper would have caught that, Mark.
Yeah, well, he caught the awkward one 20 minutes ago, and he punched the easy one. Jones. Fawcett again, battling down the left-hand side. Live wire of the half, McLagan.
Yeah, he's gone a bit quiet now in the last 20 minutes, Mark. Just seen that punch from Michael Lewis. Excellent punch. But, you know, should have been a routine catch for him, that.
Jazz Richards. His passing in the first 20 minutes of this game was class. Get a chance now. Team one up maybe. Whips it across the front. Headed clear by Evan Press. On an evening like this, Tom, you sometimes talk about how the game will be played and goals, which some foolish commentator said there's bound to be goals. Oh, we're in here. Great tackle from Richards. Just gets wins a 50-50 tackle with Cottrell. Otherwise he was through. That was important.
Yeah, Richard showing his qualities defensively there. Read the situation. Cottrell bursting through, but lovely time tackle.
Yeah, as I was saying, Tom, in these weather conditions, it's the 44th minute now. Are you encouraging players to take on half chances, half shots? You know, look for mistakes if you like.
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. And just in and around the box, when they've been attacking, they just haven't had that quality of delivery into the box.
Just put it in and see what happens a bit more often. Lewis gets too wide. Richards has a chance to put it in again. Richards stands up at the far post. Too much on it this time. He's Fawcett chasing it. Great inside ball from Fawcett. Kieran Lewis. Wharton did well then. Read the dummy from Lewis. Kavanagh. McLagan. Free kick given to Haverfordwest.
Yeah, was it Cottrell?
I think it's
Or Kavanagh, was it?
Kavanagh.
Yeah.
He's given the free kick against Kavanagh, I think.
Didn't seem too much wrong, actually. McLagan's not happy.
45 minutes on the clock at the Bridge Meadow Stadium. Haverfordwest County 0, Barrytown 0. Not the most eventful first 45 minutes of Cymru Premier football on this damp, squib of an evening in West Wales. Kicked out after the ball.
Yeah, and try to get hold of his shirt as well.
Once again, then he may be lucky that he didn't get a yellow.
Yeah.
In it goes. Wilson wins a knockdown. Cisse. First touch with bag, just catches McDonald. He's trying to play the volley, and he gets a yellow card for that. Now, how do you interpret that one? He's flicked it up to try and get a volley off. McDonald is in quicker, definitely, than Cisse, and he just catches him. So that means, alternatively, it would have been a penalty.
Well, both of them got their feet up at the same height. Baffles me, that one, to be honest.
Torres Cisse gets a yellow card to end the 45 minutes. I think there have been more yellow cards, in fact, than shots on target this evening.
And there could have been a few more as well, to be fair.
Mike Lewis. Referee blows a final whistle of the first 45 minutes at the Bridge Meadow in Haverfordwest. And it's Haverfordwest 0, Barrytown 0. And we hope for more thrills and spills in the second 45. Welcome back to the Bridgemeadow Stadium, where Haverfordwest County are currently 0-0 against the visitors Barry Town. On a gloomy evening in West Wales, we hope for more excitement in the second period. One shot really on target in the first period. Kane McLagan, 25-yarder, was brushed aside by Leedsy. Hope to see more action than that, Tom.
Yeah, certainly the game definitely needs a goal to liven things up.
And I suppose a half-time results, Tom, I don't think it's worth saying any more than nobody knows the results of other games. They'll all know Penabont are 1-0 behind. They'll all know Kevin Druids are beating Flint 1-0. And a 3-point haul here this evening could really improve their league positions.
Yeah, certainly could.
McLagan wins the tackle, 50-50 against Wilson. CC, press, lashes one, and holds his hand up to the crowd. How sporting is African youngster Evan Press. It's a bit of class, that, Tom. Last day, 6 youngsters in the crowd have had new haircuts from the top of the ball, but at least he's put his hand up.
I thought he was going to test out your first touch, Mark, actually.
No, I'm glad it went the other way, Tom. Clayton Green again knocks it forward. Leedsy. Well, Lee, it's no good slowing the game down like that. There's 45 minutes to go, mate.
Do you think they settle for a point, Mark?
I think they'll settle for a point, but not with 45 minutes to go. You've got to get the ball underway. Leedsy eventually strikes, and there's water starting to gather on the pitch, by the way. Cisse, Lewis, with McDonald marking him tight. McDonald puts it out for a throw-in in the end.
Yeah, a little bit better there. Got to the target man there. Good ball. Flick on, yeah.
6'3" centre forward says, let's get the ball into him aerially and test the Barry team. Wilson will now fire in a long throw. Patton will be the target. Wilson does fire it. It's a great throw as well. Cisse, well, lets it go across the front of him. I think he was setting up the overhead kick. Love to see the replay on this. Oh, it's a goal! It's a freak goal! And it is the big centre-back, Patton, playing against his brother. Kyle Patton opens the goal scoring. Mike Lewis and Barry will wonder what have happened there, but the home team have taken the lead. It's Haverfordwest 1, Barry Town 0.
Well, just what we really wanted. This long throw caused all kinds of problems. Nobody really attacked it for Barry initially. Big scramble, and in the end, ball comes to Patton. He digs a shot out and beats Lewis on the near post. So the goal we've been craving for has arrived in a very scrappy manner, but it doesn't matter for Wayne Jones's team. And actually, he took it really well, actually. He tucked it into the corner there. And
coincidentally, Tom, the closest marker to him was his brother Robbie. I'm sure Kyle Patton will live in that one for many years to come. It's Kyle 1, Robbie 0.
Well, especially the game being, live as well. But just what the kind of start Haverfordwest wanted to the second period.
And just that we were saying, Tom, a minute ago, when Leedsy was just taking his time, he fired that long ball in. So if you have got a 6'3", 6'4" centre forward, don't be afraid to use it.
Yeah, certainly, and he won the flick on against press.
Do you think they were surprised, Tom, by the length of Wilson's throw?
It looked like it,
yes,
because nobody attacked that ball. I mean, Lewis possibly could have come out of his goal maybe, but certainly you'd be looking for your 2 centre-backs to attack that one.
And we have a great duel in the crowd, by the way, now, as the Barry fans have been joined by about 25 youngsters from Haverfordwest, which sets up a bit of atmosphere. Wilson, Alaric Jones, interesting. Press, does he get the ball, does he get the play? He gets the ball.
Well, there's a dive actually there, but another chance for Wilson to put a long throw into the box.
Is he going to deliver again here, Wilson? Patton again goes up looking for his double, believe it or not. But a second goal here at this stage could be unbelievable after the first half. Wilson again fires the throw in. Not so much pace or distance on it this time. Cottrell McLagan, first touch was excellent. McLagan strides forward, tees up a shot. Chance here, Wharton to get the shot off. What a tackle that is. Brilliant defending by the big man, Alaric Jones. He tracked back 30 or 40 yards and got a fantastic tackle in on Wharton.
Yeah, excellent counter-attack by Barry. McLagan feeds Wharton. Again, his first touch takes him away from goal, but terrific tackle by Alaric Jones there. Saves the day for Haverfordwest.
Brucey whips it across the front, headed away by Cisse. Wharton hooks it back in. Ball spins and evades Cottrell, but he picks it back up. Well, there's a better tempo to the game now. Was it lacking a goal? Obviously it was. Wilson gets a cross in. Wilson, well cut out. Superbly cut out by Aaron Davis. McDonald was still coming back from the corner. That's why he's on the ball now. McDonald. Richards goes to the ground.
Certainly Wilson has come alive at the start of the second period.
Kieran Lewis there. Down. It's usually groin by the look of it.
Yeah. Haven't got just youngsters on the bench for
the bench is
Haverfordwest this evening.
But there is somebody warming up definitely already. Which looks like he may be brought on as well. I think it could be Yori Humphreys. Well,
there's the man that's made the difference.
Kyle Patton played for Barry, by the way, last season. Not parents in the crowd there, are they? Lewis leaves the field. There's some of these 50-50 injuries and such, Tom. You have to be careful as a manager. You have to be careful as a player. But with Wayne Jones now this evening, you want this 3 points so much. You're going to say to some players, you're going to have to go for them through that barrier for me, sorry. Borset, plenty of pace, cuts inside. Cisse makes the outside run. Gets the free kick. Belated free kick. Two players saying it was nothing to do with me. Wharton and Press. Changes his feet well here, Borset. Just gets the foul off Press by the look of it.
Yeah, referee's in a brilliant position, to be fair to him. He is right on top of the situation.
Wilson stands over the free kick. Scotcher as well. We've seen Scotcher. Just too far out, I think, for direct. Back post. Borset knocks it inside, headed away by Press. Would you ask the question, Tom, with that free kick just whipped it across the front?
Yeah, it wasn't the best delivery by Scorcher there.
But the Bluebirds of Haverfordwest, after 63 minutes, are 1-0 ahead of the Linnets of Barrytown. Richards, Wilson needed to look after that. And strangely, Haverfordwest have pressed right up now. Idzi just whacks the ball out of play. There was a stage, Tom, I think last season we've seen Haverfordwest against TNS here and Connors Key and the likes, and they were a great team on the break.
Yeah, suits their style, I think. Got a lot of pace in Wilson, Fawcett.
And the big man, Torres Cisse. Danny Williams, of course, who's usually in the front line, is out with a hamstring this evening. McDonald clips it through to Idzi. He took his time with his first one of the second period, used the goal.
Yeah, it's a good finish.
Should we give him some credit?
Yeah, you do actually have to, Mark. I mean, it's crowded. Ball just broke for him, and
absolutely. I think it's taken us 3 or 4 times to give him credit, but well played. Kyle Patton, Kieran Lewis. Lewis cuts inside. He wants the free kick. Referee's got a good eye on that one. Doesn't get it this time. McLagan, first touch. Yellow is for Watts for the first contact. Not the most physical of contacts as we've seen all evening, but the yellow's produced. Patton gets away with that one.
Was that a yellow card?
Well,
not for me.
How hard is it to referee when they're going down as often as they do go down just on taps? And let's be honest, they are a lot of them now.
So you say McLagan's a bit of a diver?
No, it's the fashion, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the fashion to go down. You know, if you're going to get your team a free kick, especially around that penalty area, and if you're a manager, you're an honest manager, and your players are doing it, if it's getting you rewards and points, you're not going to stop it. Scotcher. Wilson. Again, like you said, Wilson looks a lot more interested. Maybe interested in the yellow card here, though. He may just have deserved that one. Bala in a surprise 1-0 lead at Newtown. And Aberystwyth still at half-time now. 0-0 against TNS with a depleted squad this evening. Just leaves one in here, Tom. Yeah. McLagan coming searching for the ball more now. Kane McLagan drives into the box. Will he get a shot off? He gets a shot off. Reese. Cisse trying to flick one around the corner to Wilson.
I think he'd have been better off there holding the ball
Yeah.
up, man.
Well, I think it's easy to see that, Tom. You've gone 1-0 ahead a couple of minutes ago. You've got to start looking after the ball a bit more when it's knocked up to you now.
It's getting a bit niggly out there, though.
There's a lot of niggly tackles going on and off the ball at the moment. Great ball in, great headed away by Watts, who's defended really well all evening. Lewis goes to ground. Wharton chases. What would be the odds of a red card, Tom? I think it'd be about even money at the moment for someone to get one this evening.
Yeah, especially the ones that are already on the yellow mark. And there's a history. I think there's been a couple of red cards in the last two meetings between these two teams.
McDonald wide, press, spins it out wide. Aaron Davis back inside to Patton. The Bluebirds packing in behind the ball. Cottrell trying to weave some magic in the 10 roll. McDonald. Chance here, just in front of goal. Shot off, oh, great save. Tremendous save, Idzi from Kavanagh. They worked a good opening. It was a good touch from Kavanagh and he got the shot off. Great save, Lee Idzi.
Yeah, delightful little chip here from Curtis McDonald. And good save down to his right-hand side there by Lee Idzi. But that's a delightful little chip to put him in the clear. And Eric Jones slid in to put him off as well, so...
I think Barry know they got to come out and get something back here. And not too late. Lewis threads one in, Forsett. Good battle in midfield between Reese and Cottrell all evening. Wilson gets it inside. Wilson gets the shot off. The big man Cisse in the way, but retains the ball and gets his team a corner or a throw-in. Which would you prefer?
Corner probably, Mark, to be honest.
Well, Wilson's been throwing them in this evening. Bit more atmosphere about the place, Tom, in the second 45.
Yeah, game's certainly livened up in the second period, and the goals really helped us.
Wilson flashes a corner in, headed away by Press. Wharton tried to keep it in, but running out in the end. The second goal now would be priceless for Haverfordwest. Barry need to defend the corner well.
Yeah, just overruns this.
How unpredictable we were talking though, Tom, this league. I wouldn't have had Kevin Druid's Cardiff Met or Haverfordwest ahead after an hour so far.
Or possibly Bala as well at Newtown.
Again, flashes 1-0. The one corner in. Reese. Good competitive stuff there from Cottrell. Changes, Tom, for Barry, do you see at this time of the game? 60 minutes gone, half an hour to go.
Yeah, certainly. Jarvis, Marcus Day.
Yes, Marcus Day is a sort of different option to what they got at the moment. He runs the lines and he jinks and causes problems for defenders. Fawcett. Brucey does well in coming round into the centre half position. Patton, maybe more than anybody will want the equaliser with his brother getting the goal for the other team.
I think Wayne will be reluctant to make any changes.
Yeah, not at all for me. Cottrell, the results, Carnarvon 0, or latest, Connors Key 0. It's still 1-0 Kevin Druids against Flint. It's still 1-0 Cardiff Met against Penabont. Ballard are 2-1 ahead against Newtown now. And Aber, after their courageous point Saturday, are doing excellent against the New Saints at 0-0. Kieran Lewis has gone down off the ball again. Darren Davis.
Looks as if they're going to make the substitution now, Mark, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's gone down once. He's came back on. He's given his all to stay on.
Yeah, looks
and
like
he's been around the block in this league, Kieran Lewis, and he's a good player. That's why they don't want to bring him off. But the swap is about to be made.
Yeah, it looks like Yori Thomas Humphreys coming on.
Yeah, I think Yori Humphreys plays has been playing as a defender, so it'll be interesting to see where he goes. Whether they'll make any tactical changes here. I know he can play right back, Humphreys. Whether they'll put Jazz Richards in.
Yeah, that's what they've done, Mark. Yeah. Richards gone into midfield, I think. And Humphreys slots in at right wing back.
Yeah, I seen Humphreys play a couple of weeks ago against Kevin Druids. Did okay. Headed away by Watts. Ricky Watts has been outstanding so far, Tom, this evening in that sweeper role for Haverfordwest. McDonald. Wilson. Davis with the interception. Press. Decent ball forward from Evan Press. Humphreys, offside flag given against McLagan.
Game certainly on a knife edge. Haverfordwest hanging on to this 1-0 lead. Probably be looking to play more on the count in this last half an hour.
Yeah, it's a long way, as you usually say to me, Tom. There's a long way to go yet, 27 minutes to go. And I think that so far, the surprise of the evening was to see Kyle Patton in the area to get the goal, which could be the winner. Cottrell. Richards goes after him. Humphreys. First contact with his head. Kavanagh hasn't been on the ball enough this evening for Barry. Need him on it more. Cisse against Press. It's good defending from Evan Press. And not the greatest holding up of the ball from the big man for the Bluebirds. Brucey inside the Patton. Haverfordwest, to be fair, Tom, they're really banking in well. Now they got the 1-goal lead, but for me it's too early just to sit on the edge of your box with 25 minutes left to play.
Yeah, that's just going to encourage Barry to push forward.
Oh, it's a great run from Brucey, just doesn't keep it in.
I think it's interesting that Barry are putting pressure on Humphreys. Just come on a substitute. Everything's gone down that left-hand side.
Yeah, interesting one for you, Tom. McLagan obviously up top by himself with Kavanagh.
Cottrell, is it, in support?
Cottrell is a 10, yeah. Cottrell usually breaks teams down. Jarvis, surely time for Jarvis. Hasn't been amongst the goals a lot, but he's a centre forward. That's what he's supposed to be all about. When you need goals, you've got to get forwards on. McLagan on the ball at the moment is the man who's been doing it over the last couple of weeks for Barry. As many as 8 goals in 6 games, I think. Press. Great pass. Good pace about the pass. In it goes. Oh, just over the head. Clayton Green, it was, coming in on the far stick. Patton. Green may have been coming back from offside. Yeah, definitely jogging back in then.
Just seems to be the balance of the Barry team isn't quite right.
Yeah, definitely agree with you.
You know, Clayton Green, we mentioned the first half, hasn't really been in the game. He's such an influential player for them. Like him, like you said, Mark, you like him in the centre midfield. He loves those physical battles in the middle of the park.
Well, as well, you have Risa Brucey, who's done really well at left wing back, and he bombs up and down. So many times he's on the ball when Green's just watching. Chris Hughes sometimes plays behind Clayton Green as a left full back, and the distances between them are a bit more, and you see more of the ball between the two of them. Wilson. The rain absolutely teeming down now, and Gavin Chesterfield's done well the last month. He's rejuvenated this Barry team. They're in the semi-final of the Cup. They're climbing their way up the league. As we said at the beginning, Tom, this is a massive game for Barry and Haverfordwest.
I think Haverfordwest go above them this evening if they capture the 3 points.
Are Kevin Druid saying we're not dead with a victory tonight, Tom? Chance in the box. Cisse with a shot blocked by Evan Press. Wilson stands it in. Fawcett getting it. Good collect there. Mike Lewis on his greasy ground. He picked that up really well.
Yeah, it's good defended by Davis as well. Got the right side of Fawcett to stop him getting to the ball, to enable Lewis to gather.
It's one of those type of games, Tom, this evening. 67 on the clock now, 23 minutes to go. Who are you going away from the ground talking about tonight so far? Who has really stood out and impressed you? That's what you want to see, don't you?
Yes, and probably Wilson looks as if he's coming back into a bit of form.
On the ground, there was a tug back just outside the box by Humphreys. I think he'll receive a very early yellow. Just before the penalty area there.
Yeah, great position.
It was Kavanagh who'd left him for dead, so that was either an educated foul or a very lucky foul by the youngster. There's the tug. Whoa, that's a half a yard outside the box. Decent area for Barry. Do you whip this across or do you just stand it up? I'd whip it across and ask questions of the goalkeeper. Flash it across that 6 yard box.
Especially the way the surface is this evening.
It's Cottrell, stood over the ball. Cottrell does, as we expected, flashed it across the front. That could go anywhere. Keeper gets a touch on it. Oh, it's poor goalkeeping from Izzy with all his experience. The ball's up in the air. We thought it would cause trouble. Can't see as yet who's got the goal. Izzy will be disappointed. It looks like McLagan again, the main man for Barry. The free kick is absolutely flashed across the front. Izzy deals with it with a punch, not a catch. Right into the path of McLagan. Goalkeeping error.
We saw in the first half a positive punch from the other custodian, but that is a poor attempt to punch the ball by Izzy. He really presents, I think the ball actually hits, it seems to hit McLagan, but he won't mind.
He'll take them all day, and it sets up a fantastic last 20 minutes now. Across the front again, Humphreys, who gave the free kick away. Kavanagh's pace forced the free kick. But what a soft goal to give away for the Bluebirds.
Yeah, awful goal to concede that.
And it's the type of goal, Tom. Just see that body language in front of us now, the Bluebirds. Barry looked to have picked up. They can smell victory again, Barry.
Yeah, well, they're really persistent with that ball. Crossed field to put Yordi Humphries under pressure. The young right back has come on. Would it have been better to leave Jazz Richards at right back? Maybe put Humphries into midfield?
We did say when Kieran Lewis went off that was going to be a key part of the game. But McLagan is the main man of late in the Cymru Premier League. Connors Key 1, Carnarvon 0. The Druids 1, Flint 0. Penabont have equalised against Cardiff Met. And Bala a 2-1 lead against Newtown. Aber 0. The New Saints 0. And Barry are on really looking for 3 points. You can tell at the moment. And the smart money, I think, with 19 minutes to go, could just be edging on the away team. McDonald. I think they may have changed that again, Tom, since the substitution.
I think, yeah, Richards has gone back to right back, actually.
Yeah, I think Kavanagh's too hot to handle out there. That's why Richards has gone back in. Oh, great spin from the big man, Cisse. The Patton. Done well in midfield, Patton, tonight. It's Kavanagh again. Against Kyle Patton. The big defender does really well. Interesting to know the number of yellows so far this evening. That must be 6 or 7 now, maybe more. Have you taken them down in your notebook, Tom?
Well, you had a good hold of his shirt there, Mark. I think Chris Kavanagh can...
Anyway, much better second 45 minutes. More action. 2 goals as yet. 18 minutes left on the clock. Can we get a winner at the Bridge Meadow? Humphries cleared by Aaron Davis. I think Barry played Kevin Druids, I think, Saturday. So this is a big game, or not Saturday, then the next fixture. So this is a big game for them if they could get a win from this. Wilson at an angle this time. Second ball usually the key to these, Tom. Wilson fires it in. Down from press. Scotcher. 4 set. Takes the fullback on. Flashes one across. With no success there.
It's been a bit quiet this evening. Ben Fawcett certainly knows where the goal is, but it's definitely not a cross or a shot. That I'm not too sure what it was.
Yeah,
Ray Jones there, plenty to ponder over.
You played centre forward, and I know you didn't play very often wide, Tom, but once you've been playing centre forward in the majority of games, when you are giving out wide roll, then it's a difficult task, especially if you're a finisher like Fawcett. You love the middle more.
Yeah. It just the setup of the team. Haverfordwest is he's too isolated, Cisse up front. The midfield far too deep for me. So they're sitting on top of defenders, so it's encouraging Barry to get players on the ball.
Scotcher. Wharton wins the head of McLagan again. Kavanagh has swapped wings again. Tremendous play from Patton again. Interesting tackle coming up. Press. Unlucky not to get the free kick there, Press. But he's kicked it out. Should have been a free kick. And it has been given this time to the Bluebirds. Gavin Press had a case there right in front of us. He had to leap the tackle. Jones. Wilson skips inside. Richards. Does he try a long ranger? Richards. Great cross. Cisse, edge of the box, the big man Wilson. Wilson gets onto the right foot. Scotcher. Do well if it stays in. Free kick given against.
Cisse, somebody had his shirt there as well in the box.
I think it's a substitution for Barry. Marcus Day will come on for Theo Wharton. Marcus Day has been a potent substitute so far this season. He scored goals 3 or 4 times coming off the bench, and this game could really suit Day now.
Yeah, it could be a change in the formation as well for Barry, I think.
Well, it looks like he's going for the win. If he's taking Wharton off, and who's predominantly played as a midfielder all night, I think he's going to go with 3 strikers. That's a bold move from Chesterfield. Kavanagh, McLagan and Day with Cottrell in the 10. Says for me, I'm going for 3.
Yeah, definitely. I think they were fortunate to get that goal back, Mark, with a poor bit of goalkeeping from Leedsy, from the experience. Leedsy as well. He'd have thought he'd done better there.
Bit of head tennis. Again, Borset on the ball. Rees again in that battle in midfield. It's competitive, Curtis Rees in there. Gives the Bluebirds that bit of steel in there. Barry will be searching for their first win.
Did you see, Mark, how deep Haverfordwest are in midfield?
Decided to drop off, definitely. Yeah. Say this a lot about Haverfordwest. Press. Sometimes you can go too deep, though. The chance here. Cisse in a race. Cisse. Oh, brilliant tracking. Jordan Cottrell shows his all-round ability there. He filled in at centre-back. He got the tackle in as well.
It's good timing.
Yeah.
Not noted for his tackling ability, but certainly did well there.
Yeah, but that's the sort of thing that could change games, Tom, isn't it? You see, your flamboyant number 10 making a great tackle when you're at 1-1. You get a win in the next minute or two. Could have made all the difference. Patton with a header. Abruzzi. Marcus Day. Signed from Bristol Manor Farm. Jazz Richards. Richards. 4 forwards for the Bluebirds at the moment. Cisse stands over to Wilson on the edge of the box. Wilson. Wilson! Oh, brilliant save from Mike Lewis. Closed the forward down. It was smart play from Cisse with the dummy also. Good move from Haverfordwest. Great save from Lewis.
Yeah, great dummy. Good cross by Richards. Little dummy there. Dragged back by Wilson. Finds himself in great bit of space, but superb keeping from Michael Lewis there.
Yeah, followed the ball.
Ahead there.
Followed the ball and made his stick there, Lewis. Yeah, we have fans stood alongside the commentary position also portraying our views, saying it's a great second half. First half one, very good. That is the same corner, by the way, for about the 6th time in a row from Wilson. If I'm a centre half to them type of corners, I'm not bothering to go up next time.
Yeah, been poor deliveries now on a couple of occasions. Just seen this opportunity. This Wilson creates himself with some good footwork, but you got to give.
Yeah, the big man hasn't done a lot wrong, Wilson. He's done well. He's spun his man. He got his shot off. Don't expect the goalkeeper to be as tight to you as Lewis was, and that's a great save from Lewis. And Haverfordwest just, after that goal and a spell of 5 minutes from Barry, looks like Haverfordwest are just creeping back into this, Tom. Rees. Richards. Patton. McDonald. Yeah, should have closed that down then, CC. That's a 50-50, but you close down, put some pressure on the goalie. Watts with the first header. Richards with the second. Idzy, I'm sure, more than anybody, will want the Bluebirds to search for that second and winning goal, most probably. Or Patton again. He's played well in front of the Barry back four. McLagan, everything he touches is turning to gold at the moment. McLagan, Day gets a shot off. Day! Oh, just wide of the target. From our view, it looked like it was going in, Tom.
Yeah, 10 minutes to go here at the Meadow. Marcus Day does really well there. McLagan feeds him down that left-hand side and he cuts back on his right foot. Gets his head up, and he knew what he was trying to do there. Just couldn't quite curl it in at the far post.
You know,
you can see there.
He's done everything right. He might be disappointed with that in the end because he's got a full, you know, that goal is open in front of him.
Yeah,
Live wire substitute, Marcus Day. Wilson. Good duel between the fullback and the winger then. And Aaron Davis does well. Keeps the ball on his team's side. Scotch plays it back. Barry pressing again.
Yeah, good closing down there for Cottrell.
Cottrell putting in a workman-like performance in the last part of this JD Cymru Premier League game. And this game is therefore anybody to take. Davis has gone down here with an injury. Referee blows a whistle.
Could be a little bit of cramp, Mark, I think. His first game of the season?
Yeah, it is Alan Davis. I don't think this is first. I've watched him play in a couple of MG Cup games. But he's done well this evening. He's done well. Nobody's really left him for dead. Good substitute coming on, taking his place. Luke Cummins. I think the move looks like it's been made.
Yeah, it looks like a calf injury. Or
Cummins has played in every game so far this season.
Think Cummins will be disappointed not to start this evening?
Yeah, I think he will, definitely. I mean, you know, you get one of them seasons, Tom, when you're playing every game. And I'm sure he'd be itching to get on here now. I wouldn't want to be leaving the field. If you come in tonight, like Davis, right back, first game for a long time, you want to stay on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep the shirt, as they say in. Jones. Patton with the header. Chance here. Cissé is late. Cissé's had a yellow card already, I think, for the volley in the first half. Interesting to see this one on a replay.
It's slightly late, but not worthy of a yellow card, I don't think. I think the referee has to take into consideration what a soft yellow he gave him in the first period.
Yeah, I'm sure both teams will have plenty to say about the referee at the end. But look, the conditions on the night, sometimes you've got to be at a game to know how bad the conditions are. And the rain's been torrential all evening. But for me, the referee's done okay, Tom.
Yes, yeah.
Give a little bit of leniency, shall we say. McLagan wins the flick. Jones hooks it clear. A lot of tired bodies at the Bridge Meadow this evening. Wilson. Oh, Wilson passes the buck a little bit there. Carnarvon nil. Connors Key are climbing their way up the table rather slowly. Flint have equalised at Kevin Druids. Penabont have come from behind to lead Cardiff Met by 2-1. Newtown are beating Bala 3-2. And Aberystwyth a 0-0 against TNS. Looks a great evening.
From not many goals to quite a few goals, Mark.
And I'm sure there's still plenty of goal-scoring opportunities here at the Bridge Meadow in the last 7 minutes. Long throw in from Cummins. Straight through to Idzi. Idzi, in fact, was on loan not on loan, signed for Barry last season, so he spent a lot of time with these Barry players. That is Luke Cummins, top of the assist league at present for Barry with 4.
Do you think it's going to be a dramatic goal here?
I can't nail it on a dramatic goal, but I'll nail there being a dramatic chance. So yeah, I'll tell you what, Tom. We're not allowed to gamble, but I'll stand a can of Coke. What you bought me at half time on there being a winner, okay? Oh, Cisse, tremendous. It's more like it from the big man, but one touch too much in the end. Just in front of us, Cisse, giant of a man.
Yeah, he certainly is. Looks a good athlete.
McDonald, Brucey. They're playing with 4 forwards, Barry, at present. Take my hat off to Chesterfield for rolling the dice. Wayne Jones would take the point now, Tom. I think his Bluebirds a little bit out on their feet. Would you agree?
Yeah, I can't disagree with you, Mark, and I think he definitely would. And he'd obviously be a little bit disappointed with his goalkeeper that the goal they have conceded was a mistake.
Cottrell has worked his socks off the last 20 minutes. Day, again, jinking on the edge of the box. Day gets a shot off. Again off target, and again he worked the chance. He'll be disappointed he's missed the target. Enterprising play from the substitute, but when you get that opening, you've got to make the goalkeeper work.
Yeah, he spins really well here. Fawcett was the defender up against him, and he just did defend like a striker there, actually. And they'll be disappointed. He should have hit the target there, Mark. He had lots of time, did all the hard work.
Well, the angle was and everything was right for that curling shot. Idzy. Every ball important now, like this one. Wilson competing against Cummins. Wilson, great header from Cummins. Patton. Press. Patton fires it forward again. McDonald. Barry are trying to force a win. The Bluebirds just clinging on a little. Yeah, shout just alongside us from a couple of experienced followers of Haverfordwest, shouting to get the ball down. Scotcher, they need Scotcher on the ball. Richards. Watts, just not getting rid of it at present. McLagan forces a free kick from Patton.
He does really well, McLagan, you know.
Yeah.
He bought that foul. Experience, just leaning into the defender.
Is it a foul? Is it a foul?
No.
It's not for me either.
No.
Patton has done his well to stand his ground. Just stopped him going away from him. Here it is now. Tell me now.
Well,
McLagan is grabbing Patton. And he gets the foul. Clever play from McLagan. That's what he's all about. One of the cleverest centre forwards in this league. And at present he's on fire, and he needs to be watched if you're a Bluebirds defender. 3 minutes left on the clock. Cottrell into the box. Idzy stays. Headed away. Free kick. Foul against Elliot Scotcher in the 6-yard box. First half was rather pedestrian. Second half the game has stayed up, and credit to both sets of players in terrible conditions.
Connors-Key still hanging on there. 1-0 up at
Connors-Key 1-0 ahead at Carnarvon. The Druids, I'm sure, will take a point against Flint. Penabont would be a great turnaround victory against Cardiff Met. 3-3 Ballard and Newtown now. Game of the evening by the look of it. Aberystwyth 0, the New Saints 0.
Waning goals at Latham Park this evening.
Flint will be disappointed to maybe take a point from Kevin Druids, especially if TNS draw.
Yeah.
Can the Bluebirds of Haverfordwest get a winner? The big men are up. It's the 89th minute. What a time to get a goal this would be now. Jazz Richards, the ex-Welsh international, to take the kick. Cisse and company waiting in the box. Richards fires it in. Headed away by Evan Press. Hooked away by Clayton Green. Call on the big man.
Yeah, Wilson is coming over.
Jack Wilson, the bomb along throw-in.
Barry be looking to defend this a lot better than they did from the throw that the goal came from.
They keep 2 up, which is interesting. Kavanagh and Marcus Day stay up. First contact again is key here. Cummins is in front of Patton, which is interesting. Great headed away, Evan Press. Scotcher. I would have took the shot on. Wilson, great ball. Too much on the header from Fawcett. You could see the idea. Elliot Scotcher strikes a good ball, Tom, you know. I think you've got to gamble sometimes.
Yeah, he did get closed down. Perhaps an excellent ball in there from Wilson.
And you just won the gliding header there. 3 added minutes. Is 1 point enough? Patton wouldn't be far off man of the man, I think. Man of the match. Cisse lost the ball in a key place again. Free kick which way? Scotchard is already on a booking, I think. That's why he's not going anywhere near the referee at the moment. He's trying to just catches him. Scotchard wasn't on a yellow, by the way. Has to be the 8th or 9th yellow. Elliot Scotchard.
Yeah, well, gladly we haven't had a red card.
Well, Barry are showing their intentions here, Tom. There's 2 minutes left on the clock. They've sent Michael Lewis up to take the kick. Every other Barry player is in the Haverfordwest half. High line for Haverfordwest. That's got to go through the goalkeeper. Hidzi spills. Gets the free kick. Gets away with it. Clayton Green gets to blame.
Look at it again. Now, to be fair to Green, he only had eyes on the ball. Again,
I think keepers get away with sometimes. As he tried to foul a goalkeeper, not for me. He's turned his back. I think Hidzi. Well, maybe the referee is a bit sweeter about these decisions than me. Are you, Tom? Minute and a half on the clock. Cisse. Them first headers that he's missing up there are so important, because otherwise he's coming straight back. Hidzi has to clear his lines. It's a decent clearance from Hidzi up to the halfway. First header again. Wilson. Patton driving forward. Scotchard. Jones takes drops the ball. Fawcett turned the other way then. No foul given.
No, I think the referee was going to give a foul though, Mark.
45 seconds left on the clock at the Bridge Meadow. Lewis goes long. Patton again dominant in the air at the back. His brother hits it forward. Ball goes through to Hidzi. He'll collect, and that could be the last of the action in West Wales this evening. A Kyle Patton goal opened the scoring for the Bluebirds. A Kane McLagan. Who else? Equalizer for Barry.
Fair result of the evening, you think, Mark?
I think Haverfordwest will be more happy with the point, because I think they're low on numbers, squad numbers at present. Barry would have wanted 3, but the final score at the Bridge Meadow Stadium is Haverfordwest County 1, Barry Town 1. Look out for the highlights on Sgorio's social media and Sgorio next Monday evening. Good luck to Robert Page and Wales in their World Cup campaign. It's good evening from the Bridge Meadow Stadium in Haverfordwest.